Well, I just played the Battlefield 6 beta this weekend, and I'm going to give it a bit of an applause here, because we are back. I am not kidding when I say that. Battlefield was lit. The gunplay, the ambience, the just destruction going on everywhere. This is the Battlefield that we all wanted. Now, don't get me wrong. I know there was a few things that were acting kind of janky and a few things that need tweaked, but we're going to go over all of that, the good, the bad, all of it, right now. So if you don't know already, the Battle 6 beta came out this weekend. If you didn't get a chance to play it, don't worry. You got one more chance coming up. I'll put the date down in the corner there for you in case you want to, know when it's actually going to be here. But me, myself, I did get to play this weekend, and holy shit, dude. Battlefield was far beyond my expectations, honestly. And this is just the beta. I got a small piece of a game to play that's coming out October 10th. And wow, I mean, I gotta hand it to them. This Battlefield was fucking amazing. I mean, I had a great time playing this game. However, there were some bad things I want to talk about, and some good things too. But I want to go over the bad first, and then I'll get to the good. And the bad, honestly, isn't really bad. It's just things I think need a little bit of tweaking here and there. So, with that said, let's go over some of the bad things that I found while playing the beta. And first on the list here is the grenade throwing animation. I don't know what's up with that animation for throwing a grenade, but it's like you just quick whip the grenade really fast from your hip. It doesn't even seem like it comes from like out of your hand. It like throws it from your belt, and there's just something weird about it that I didn't like. It's a super fast, like whip the grenade real quick, but it doesn't even look like it's coming from your hands. And that was just kind of a weird thing to have in there. So if they could fix that, fix the animation on that, I think it'd be better to double hand it, pull the pin, and chuck the grenade. That's just my opinion. But that was one thing that I noticed. This next one's going to be a bit controversial, but I did put it in the bad section. And that's because most casual players just aren't going to understand this, and I feel like it's going to lead to frustration. And that's the RPG's damage to ground troops. So you can hit an RPG, and I'm not shitting you when I say 5 inches away from their body, and you're not going to get but maybe 10 damage. If you do not hit them directly with an RPG, you're not going to do anything to them. I understand why this is the way it is. I mean, you get, what, 4 RPGs as the engineer? And so they don't want a bunch of RPGs flying around everywhere, spamming, killing everybody. Totally get it. Understandable. But when you get a casual player on here, and they pull out an RPG, and they're in a building full of people, and they hit it with that, and they get absolutely no damage, but maybe enemy suppression, it's going to raise some questions, and I just feel like it's going to be one of those things where people are unhappy with it. However, I personally, I get it. I understand. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that one. I'm kind of curious. Next up, we got vehicle stuttering. Now, I know that this just could be from the beta, because I did have a couple matches where I didn't have this. But I'm sure some of you guys have noticed, like when you're in a vehicle, for anyone that's played that is, you'll notice that the vehicle kind of does this chugging / stuttering effect, like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, which means that something isn't aligning. So that does need critiqued a little bit. It's really just a connection issue, so I can't see that they won't have this fixed. All right, next up, you can go ahead and bash me in the comments all you want, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. I felt like SMGs are just not viable at all in the game. And I'll tell you why. Okay, so when you run SMGs, right, that's for like close quarters, maybe some medium range, something along those lines. But I have no idea why you would run an SMG when you could run the shotgun that does way more damage up close and is still viable at like a medium range. So that to me takes SMGs and puts them right in the trash can. Like I said, go ahead, light me up in the comments. Let me know what you think about the SMGs. But I think right now, they're just not a very viable weapon. You're probably going to choose an assault rifle or a shotgun over it anytime. So I don't know. That's just a gripe for me. It's not really a bad or anything. But for me, I just found that SMGs weren't very viable compared to the shotgun and assault rifles. I do have one more thing to add. Since the engineers are meant to run SMGs, I was trying to use the hip fire and it still sprayed like all over the fucking place. So I think that if that's going to be his ability, the grouping needs to be super tight when it comes to hip fire with an SMG to again make them more viable. And I got 2 more negatives before we switch to the positives, which there is a lot more positives than there is negatives. So when I did finally end up hopping on with my friends, I noticed that I found myself explaining the abilities that each soldier gets, depending on what class you choose. For instance, when you play as support, you get this one ability, and I know we haven't unlocked them all yet, or not unlocked them, but we don't have them available. But one of the abilities that you get as support is you supply people that are just near you. You automatically supply them once you get it to level 1. However, you have to hit LB and RB or L1 and R1 or whatever it is on PC. I don't know. I've been playing with a controller. But either way, you have an ability that you can use. I just don't think it's very visible or noticeable to the player themselves. So I just think this needs a bit of a rework so that way you know you have an ability that can be used. Now, my last little complaint here is defib accuracy. So for some reason, when I was using the defibrillators, I felt like I was standing right over people sometimes and hitting it, and it wasn't reviving them. I know they don't have to hit accept or anything, so I'm not quite sure what's going on with that, and I know I wasn't the only person experiencing this because while I was playing the beta, I actively heard people kind of complaining about it. It still works. I mean, you'll still get the revive because it's very quick. Charge it up once, get like 3 off. Either way, it's something that needs looked at just to make sure it's accurate every time you use the defibs. Okay, so you've heard my complaints. I'm sure for some of you, you were probably agreeing with me on most of these if you've played the beta. But now it's time for the good. And let me just say, the whole game, I mean, it really is. The game itself is good, you guys. I'm not going to lie to you. I had a ton of fun playing this beta. I do have some things that I can go over with you, like, you know, the atmosphere. We talked about this in my last video. I said Battlefield 1 had probably the best atmosphere. This game is cutting it close. I mean, if you just take a look around, just get on one of the maps and just take a look around at what's going on in the background. Listen to the noises, and it's immersive, and it looks really, really good. That's another thing I want to talk about, like the sound effects in this game. Top tier. I think they are so good. Even like the chanking of the tanks, gunfire, and bullets whizzing over your head, the sound of an explosion going off next to you or off in the distance just sounds immaculate. They did a bang up job with that. It is so good. And I know that maybe some people put this in the bad, but I think the maps are good. Don't come after me for this. I know some of you are like, dude, you're a Battlefield guy, you know. Okay, I get it. I know that a lot of these were like medium-sized maps at best, right? But the map layout and map design were still good. So I mean, I don't want to gripe about good maps either. You know what I mean? Yes, I want bigger maps. I want the large scale maps. I get it. But I think we haven't even got some of the large maps yet. I mean, this is just a beta. So who knows? Maybe next week we'll get to play some of those. I don't know. But I'm not going to say that any of the maps were bad quite yet because I haven't played the full game yet. So I just want to put that out there when it comes to maps. I thought they were good, well-designed maps, even if they weren't the largest maps. And sniping? Oh my god. Sniping just feels amazing in this game. I love how sniping is in this game. I mean, I'm going to show you guys a clip right now. It's probably playing in the background for you. I absolutely had a blast sniping, and I like this new little feature. I mean, I don't remember it being in any other Battlefield. Correct me if I'm wrong. Write down in the comments and let me know. But if you'll notice sniper glints in here, every once in a while when you peek out, you'll notice that the sniper glint isn't just white. It actually makes almost like this rainbowish, yellowish kind of color. If you see that, that means that that sniper is sitting in their sweet spot. So that means each rifle, to my understanding, has its own sweet spot, and it's based on however many meters I think you are away from the person. And if it's in their sweet spot, it's a one-hit kill for them. So get the hell out of the way. And I'm trying not to ramble here too much. I'm just kind of pointing out things that I feel like really didn't have before. I mean, yeah, sure, we had some ambience, you know, whatever. But what I'm trying to say is, like, the drag feature, right? Grabbing one of your teammates and dragging them back behind cover to revive them. I thought this was going to be a straight gimmick. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought it was going to be a gimmick. But man, does it work. I can't count the number of times we actually ended up using this and having it be viable. So that's a really good ad for them, and it looks cool too. Sometimes when you drag your buddies, you'll see this little blood streak too from where you've drug them across the ground. Just thought that was a cool little ad that they did. And some of you here are gonna have to let me know what you think. I personally like a medium time to kill in this game, okay? I don't like a long time to kill. I'm not like an Apex guy where I like, you know, shooting. And a lot of times what it becomes is it becomes a system where you're just trying to drain supplies of the other player. You're trying to drain all their shield cells or shields in general in Warzone. You know, you're trying to get rid of all that, and then the fight comes in. I also am not a fan of like one bullet killed to my foot. I'm not a fan of that. I don't like super hardcore. And I am going to go out on a limb here and say that I think the time to kill in this game was spot on. Yes, there are some weapons that need critiquing, like the SMG, but we've already talked about that. But in general, I felt like the time to kill with most everything was excellent. I actually really like the time to kill. It is a little bit quicker, but I like that. I don't want to have to dump a half a magazine into somebody at medium range to take them down. And I was taking them out in 3, 4, 5 rounds, and that's, I mean, what, you don't notice that out of an assault. They're dead. That's it. And I just thought it was excellent. So for me, time to kill was spot on. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you like longer time to kill? What if you played the beta? Do you think that the time to kill was good? I really want to know. So let me know down in the comments. And even though you still have your solo players who pick medic and run over top of your body and don't revive you, I still think that team play in this game was very much needed. You could definitely tell when there was a team that actually had their shit together and were working together as a team compared to ones that weren't. Okay, so like tanks, for instance. If you had 3 engineers on your tank just constantly filling your tank back up to full health and fixing it, you could dominate in that one tank. And that's just a bunch of engineers working together to get the tank to go further, just doing their job. This made a heck of a difference. You could tell when medics were doing their job, when they weren't. I really think they actually put an emphasis on team play, and it worked. I feel like it works for a game where you play with random people hoping that they actually do their job. And can we just take a second to realize that this was a beta? Can we compare this beta right now to 2042? I mean, seriously, 2042 was garbage. I couldn't even play the beta, and then when the game released, I swear I couldn't move a vehicle. Too much stuttering, and I mean, not even stuttering, rubber banding. I couldn't even lock onto vehicles. I couldn't see them. And the game was just unplayable, no hit registration. Absolutely terrible. Yeah, we ain't talking about that game right now. What I'm trying to say is, if this is the state that the game is in beta, you guys, I think we're in for a fucking treat. I really think that this game is going to take off. Not to mention, we haven't even played the Battle Royale yet. There is a free-to-play, by the way, also smart choice compared to last time when they didn't make their Battle Royale free-to-play. There is a free-to-play Battle Royale coming out for Battlefield 6. I don't know if it's going to release with the game. My guess is the game's going to come out, and then a couple months in, they'll probably make an announcement for the new Battle Royale, which will probably be soon after the announcement. That's my guess. But what I'm trying to say is that I almost at times forgot I was playing a beta, because it just felt so well polished and well done. And I think this is really good for competition when it comes to COD and just other games in the genre. I really think this is a great step forward, and honestly, you guys could become top dogs. You really could. I think Battlefield 6 player base will beat Call of Duty's. I really do. Give it a few months. I really think they'll beat it, especially when the free-to-play beta comes out. I really think that'll be the nail in the coffin. I think the player base will be higher. Just saying, just putting that out there. You guys, there's so many more positives that I could go over in this game. I really want you guys to play it. So if you haven't got a chance yet, like I said, I'll put the date down here so that way you guys know when the next open beta is coming. It's free. You don't got to pay a thing to play it. So go ahead, hop on. Maybe come back to this video and tell me what you thought about the beta. That'd be kind of cool. I'd like to see if some of you guys have played already. Still let me know in the comments. Let me know, kind of compare our stuff. I think it'd be nice for the devs to be able to see. Will they see mine? I don't know. But I'm sure somebody will. And either way, group effort is better. And I kind of want to hear you guys' thoughts. So let me know in the comments, man. Hope you guys are having fun. I can't wait for this game to come out. October 10th. Man, that's going to be a good day for us. So, with that said, I'll catch you guys on the next video. It will be very soon, so be on the lookout. We're going to be covering the campaign. With that said, again, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.